everybody, and welcome back to Gardens and Crystals with me, Wesley Peterson, and today I have a propagation to pop video for you. And well, this is one of those videos that we've all been waiting for. I am finally going to go in and start potting up some of my Monstera deliciosa propagations that have been propagating in water from my queen. My queen is right here, the top part of my queen, my Monstera deliciosa. And these are the rest of my queen that I propagated. And I am so happy with some of these results. Above me here, you can see my beautiful Monstera deliciosa king as well. So I have a whole variety of this beautiful plant. Different sizes, different forms in the leaves, different maturities, different states. And this is just so exciting because then I get to show you everything about the plant, how it looks from young to when it gets mature and even bigger than my king. That I can't show you because I don't have a plant that big here. But my king is big enough. So, what I showed you last time was that I had planted up another part of my queen here in this terracotta pot here. This leaf was already browning at the bottom and it is still doing fine. This leaf actually moves around an awful lot in my kitchen to catch the light in the east facing window. And at the bottom of that I have a stem that grew out roots that is still okay in the bottom here. It has a leaf bump, but it hasn't started pushing out a leaf yet. And this one here looks like it's growing out either an extension to the stem or a petiole. And I'm just going to bring this in closer so you get a closer look at it. So here it is. Here's the leaf in all its glory with all its imperfections. That doesn't matter a bit. You don't need to worry about imperfections on these leaves when you're propagating these plants because it's the new growth that comes out that is going to make you happy in the end. This leaf is helping the root system and the plant to establish, and it can photosynthesize and do well. But what I want to show you is the bottom part here. If I can get in there close enough, you can see there that there is a stem shoot coming out of this cutting here. And then I have the stem here that I planted that had roots that has a leaf bump there on the side. So you can see that leaf bump. It hasn't produced a leaf yet, but you can see the leaf potential in it. And you can definitely see the other shoot coming out at the bottom of the other stem. So in all, I am very happy with this propagation here. This leaf is holding out, and maybe next season or maybe during the winter, it depends how this plant feels, it will start flushing out a bit quicker. But it's going quite slow at the moment, but I know it's happy. It's still all green and it's probably producing a lot of lovely roots under the soil. Now, the next leaf I want to show you is this one here. It's still green, has a little tiny bit of browning at the end of some of the ends of the leaves here. Doesn't matter at all. The thing I want to show you about this leaf is, I'm going to bring it out of the water here. This leaf has been in the water the same length of time as the others, and it hasn't produced any auxiliary roots out of this aerial root here that I cut. And this side of the stem looked like it started to rot, so I started pulling everything away and I cut it up until that aerial root there, that node. But I'm really not sure if this one is actually going to make it. It's hanging on. So as long as it hangs on, I will hang on. This leaf is still green and it's still trying its best, but I'm not really sure if this is going to make it. But that is just to show you that, of course, you can't win them all. You just got to go in and try. So I'm just keeping this in this jar of water so that only the node part is under the water. The rest of the stem is out so it doesn't completely rot. Oh, and we'll see how it goes. So I have another little one here. This Also has no auxiliary roots on the aerial root. It does have a leaf bud on it. It's a little bit of stem and it's growing an extra aerial root out of the side here. So it's deciding, I think, to produce another root instead of using that aerial root that is there. So I'll just keep on going with this, keep it in the water, let it lay there, let it do its thing. Some take a longer time than others, some are quite quick. Just wait till I show you some of the others. Now, I've got a bit of a theme going on here because I am building up and up and up in the amount of root growth that I'm showing you on these cuttings. Now, I'm just going to bring this one out of this glass vase and show you. This was one of the stems that I just put in water that had no leaves on it when I propagated my queen. And well, look here, it has flushed out a big, beautiful root. So that is viable, that stem. I told you, if there are leaf nodes or there are air roots, that you will have a chance for that stem to root out. You can't tell me that stem hasn't done well. So this, I'll probably leave in the water for a little while longer and let that root grow a little bit more and see if I get a leaf bump on it. There is one just above, actually, just there. So when that starts pushing out, this is going to be a lovely, beautiful new Monstera plant. So a little bit longer for that, and then I will be potting it up, but not today in this video. This little next one I have here is also a stem that I just decided to put in water to see what happens. And well, look at the amazement in this. This was a stem with no leaf and no roots. And well, it's produced roots, but not only that, you can see it's produced a leaf. It's decided to produce a leaf in the middle of these two aerial roots that have grown out these lovely extra roots. But the problem is I just don't know how I'm going to get in and plant this because the leaf petiole is coming out in between the two nodes. But doesn't it look gorgeous? So that is absolutely beautiful and viable and shows you that you can propagate stems without anything going on in the beginning. They will flush out for you and produce you a lovely leaf and roots if you just have the time and the patience. So well, I couldn't be more pleased. That is absolutely fantastic, but I just don't know whether I want to plant it up now in a little terracotta pot or if I want to give the roots just a little bit longer. I'm not really sure. It's not really good to let the roots go too long because they become water roots, you know, and then they have a harder time adjusting to the soil and then they could die off because they're not going to be moist enough and so forth. So I'm really worried about the transition from water to soil with these propagations. But now I want to go on and show you the plants that have produced a lot of roots in the same amount of time and really do need to be potted up because they've gone too far. Let's have a look at those. So once again, you won't believe this one. This was also just a stem, and this stem raced out roots really well, but not only that, it's raced out and produced 2 baby leaves. Not 1, but 2 baby leaves. And they're gorgeous. And this is all just from the stem without having a big leaf on it. And well, I've got to take this out of the vase so you can see it clearly. Oh, I need to be careful. Now, excuse me if I shouldn't be a little bit ecstatic about this one. Look at those 2 cute baby leaves. Oh, they're wrapped around each other a little bit here. Look at that. Oh, aren't they amazing? Look at these baby leaves. Look at that one, so fresh and gorgeous. Look at this one. Look at them together. OMG. And then look at the roots. Just get a good old look at those roots. OMG, right? Aren't they just amazing? Lots of roots, and you can see this is just totally ready to be planted now. It's got lots of auxiliary roots coming out of the air roots that were there before. And then you've got these 2 beautiful baby leaves. And this plant is actually producing a 3rd leaf. So this is just so happy and has done so well for me. And I just can't believe how beautiful it is. So I got all of that from one stem. One stem! So really, don't ever go and throw any stems away that you've got nodes on, because they will become new plants for you. Now let's go and have a look at another one. So now I'm going to bring forth this big leaf here. I'll leave the vase on the table this time. But look at this big lovely leaf. Absolutely gorgeous. That is part of my queen. And this one produced all of these roots. You can see at the bottom here, there's a load of roots, and they're all coming out of one of the aerial roots that was there that I pruned back, because these were very long. So I cut them right back, and these roots are flushed out of one and the other two haven't done anything. And then up here we have a new leaf coming out. I hope you can see that. There's a new leaf coming out there. There's a new leaf coming out here. And there's an aerial root growing out from that leaf there to produce a new long fresh aerial root when this plant gets potted up in soil. So look at the roots on that closer. Aren't they lovely? Fresh, gorgeous. And I hope you can see this. There's the leaf coming out. Wow. Beautiful fresh new leaf. And you can see one just at the bottom there coming out too. So look at that. So this is also absolutely gorgeous and ready to be potted up today. Gorgeous leaf still. Absolutely gorgeous. And now I have my final leaf stem propagation from my queen Monstera. This is a smaller leaf, but look how beautiful and pretty it is, how plumped up it is, how happy it is. And well, this one produced a mountain of roots. I mean, seriously, a lot of roots. And not just that, she's got a new leaf coming out at the top. So I'm going to have to get her out of this glass vase, propagation vase, so that you can see clearer. Now, this was a stem with a leaf, as you can see, obviously, but look at the amount of roots this one produced. Aren't they gorgeous, fresh, white? And then look, there is a leaf coming out at the top. Isn't that gorgeous? And look at the mother leaf. She's just gorgeous too still. So this is totally ready to be potted up today in its beautiful terracotta pot. I couldn't be more pleased with the outcome. So let's just put it back in the water for a minute, because I need to get all my terracotta pots sorted out. And well, all I can say is I couldn't be more pleased with my propagation success with this Monstera deliciosa plant. Now, I think I had around 13 to 16 cuttings altogether. And I did lose a significant amount. Some rotted out in the stems, some produced leaves, and then they just died and didn't make it. So that's why it's good to take a lot of cuttings all at the same time, so that you'll have more chances of some successes that you'll be able to carry on with, which I have now. So now I can get myself a few plants and put them in terracotta pots. Now I was going to put these all in one pot together, but they've been producing roots at different times, so I can't pot them up at the same time. Plus, some of them don't have the world's largest amount of roots. So I'm going to be putting a couple maybe in pots together, and maybe I'll put one on its own or so forth. I'll have to see as I go along. But they'll be going in smaller pots to start with for now, so that I can try and keep them moist and try and keep these plants going on as they produce soil roots from their lovely water roots that they have going on here. So this is going to be a difficult transition, but as you can see in the background with the top part of my queen that I potted up, and also the other leaf that I've shown you over here, then I know that they're going to be okay, because those two plants are still doing fine. And they've been like that for a good few weeks now. Okay, let's start getting on now with what I think is the fun part. Potting these plants up in their new terracotta pots. So I just need to move some of these to the side because I need to use my center table here. So I'll just move these just like this, as much as I can. This little one can go at the back as well. So now I can bring up my first terracotta pot that I'm thinking I'm going to be putting a few of my cuttings that have roots in this pot together actually. So I'm definitely going to put this leaf and the baby leaves in this one together. And some of the stems that have roots but that are devoid of leaves at the moment, they can go in there and carry on producing their roots because then they will start flushing out leaves later. So I have this beautifully shaped terracotta pot. It has a hole in the bottom, of course, so there's a tray at the bottom that can collect water if there should ever be too much water that runs through. This pot is breathable, so the plant will not get clogged down in water and get root rot. I've mixed my own soil, which is a garden mix, mixed with perlite, mixed with bark, big bits of wood bark in there, lecker balls, and that's about it. And it's very airy and loose soil. So I'll put my plants in here in this loose, airy soil. I'll be able to water it through because now these have been in water, so they're going to have to be kept moist in the beginning because if they dry out too much, those kind of roots will just die off and then the plant is going to die back. So I need to keep it moist, but if I had it in plastic and tried to keep it moist, it could get oversaturated and just rot out. But this way I can keep it moist and excess water will always be able to evaporate out of the sides of the pot and through the bottom hole and the top. So this is absolutely perfect. And what a beautiful pot I have for these beautiful plants. I can't wait to see what they're going to look like in here. The baby little parts of my queen. So let me get some soil in this pot so we can get started. Doing this with one hand, I really don't want to get mess all over the place if I can help it. So I'm doing it like this, and so far so good. You can see as I put the soil in, it's a very airy kind of soil, very loose. So it's going to be great for this plant, I'm sure. So these stems that I'm going to be putting in the pot, they're very long, and that's why I needed to have a deeper pot like this to get them in. It's not just the roots that you can see, the whole stem is around about 10 centimeters, 15 centimeters long, so they need to be able to get right down into this pot. So now I've put a decent amount of soil in here. I'm going to push it to the sides, put my cuttings, my propagations into the pot, and then fill around with soil around the edge. Here we go for the first one. Oh wow, this is just such an amazing moment. Oh, and there we go. The first the first leaf is in place. I want it slightly to the side because I have this baby one here with these lovely leaves coming out that I also want to put in this pot together with this plant, because then I've got a whole Monstera on the go in one go straight away, it looks like. So I'll move the propagation vases because I need to get my soil up on the side here to be able to use my one hand to scoop soil into the pot. Let's see while I hold these plants in place. This is a delicate process now, but it feels so good to have reached this point. And I love getting my hands in the soil, knowing that I'm producing myself a lovely, beautiful Monstera plant. Now I need to turn it around a bit to get the other side. Just like that. Firming it down a little bit. More soil. Make sure the roots are really covered. Turn it around a little bit again. I need to get under these baby leaves with some more soil. Just like that. Now, this is already looking amazing to me. Amazing. Because this one plant also has a new stem bud coming up with a new leaf. It has these two baby leaves and there's another one on the way. So I have a full-on Monstera plant on the way with this one already. And it just looks gorgeous in its new terracotta pot. That is lovely. Right, so now I need to get on and do the next plant, which is also going to go into its own pot with a little stem that has lots of roots, so they can go in and grow together as well. So I have 2 in this one over here, I have 2 in this one now, and I will have 2 in my third pot, and the rest aren't quite ready to be potted up yet, so they will wait for a little bit longer time, see what happens, and then I'll do those. I need to move around because I'm going to be using this one, so I can put it down here for now. And I'm going to be using this one. And these ones I'm not going to be using for now. I'll just move them out of the way for a minute because I want to keep this beauty in focus now, right? Oh, so that's there. Another beautiful Monstera plant for my collection. My queen, she's done me proud. So I just need to borrow, actually, this under tray. So now I have my next beautiful terracotta pot. Lovely hole in the bottom. Lovely free-flowing crystal that I'm going to put over the hole in the bottom of this one because it's such a big hole, just so that all the soil doesn't go through the bottom. And this stem is very, very long on this leaf that I'm going to be putting in here. So I just need to put a little amount of soil in the bottom to cover the bottom, and then I need to put the stem in, and then I'm going to have to fill the soil around that. Right. This time I can use 2 hands quickly. And I think that is it. Because, as I said, this beauty has got the world's longest stem. So that's going to have to maybe a little bit higher. So this stem is going to have to go in around about there. So I will fill out around it. This soil is just so lovely and loose. It's perfect for these cuttings. I've got another stem with a leaf growing in between that I want to put in this pot as well, because then I have a new leaf coming out here. I have the older leaf, my queen leaf there, and then this one. So there'll be 3 leaves coming out in one go. So I'm going to put that by the side and just let this thing do its thing. I just need to turn the pot around for a minute to be able to put the soil in. I'm just firming it down a little bit to hold them in place, and I will be washing them just after to help the soil saturate in around the roots, because there's probably big air pockets at the moment. This looks like it is absolutely perfect as it is now, and I'm trying my best with this little one here not to cover the leaf too much, because I really do want that to carry on coming out now here, of course. So there we go. They're all potted up. So now, just want to bring them a little bit closer so you can see what they look like in their new pots. I just think this arrangement in front of me looks so good and makes me feel so happy, overjoyed, that even though my beautiful queen got root rot and had to be completely hacked apart. I'm sorry. Oh, the positivity of it all is that I now have 1 plant here behind me that is doing beautifully. 1 plant here that is doing beautifully. 1 plant here that is doing beautifully, and 1 plant here that is doing beautifully. And that means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 separate segments of my queen growing in 4 pots now, doing well, and I have more to come. Look at this one. Just look at this one in its pot. Isn't that lovely? There's a little green leaf coming out of the bottom of the stem that is just a stem at the moment with roots, but it has a leaf coming out, so that's in there and going to come up. And then we have this one here, this taller one, with its leaf coming out up there and a new aerial root, a leaf on the side there, and the original leaf over here on the side. Looking gorgeous in this pot. Oh, I'm so happy! So, for my next one. This one was just amazing. So it has a beautiful fresh leaf from my queen, and the stem here that while propagating produced 2 new leaves that was on a bare stem, and at the back there is a little leaf coming out of the soil. So this is just one new beautiful plant that I'm so happy about now. And well, the final one I showed you at the beginning of the video is still doing good. So now I really want to keep these plants kind of together if I can, so that I can see the different stages and developments of them. So I want to see where I can cram all of these in on the shelf behind me, so that I can have them together with my top part of my queen here and my king Monstera deliciosa above me here, with these huge, beautiful leaves. So let's see where I can fit them in so that I'll be able to go in and give you a lovely closer look. So now I actually have all my Monstera deliciosa plants in place. I have placed one over here under this table here and one by the side down here. And then I have the one that I had from before behind my humidifier here. And I have my beautiful moss agate skull up here as well. He's gorgeous stargazer. And then I have my king Monstera deliciosa and the top part of my queen Monstera deliciosa there. So I have them spread out now all along the side of our indoor terrace garden at the back wall here. And I couldn't be happier. In fact, I'm over the moon. This is just wonderful. So I can't wait to see if these take off well for me and carry on producing their leaves, because every single plant I've planted has roots, of course, but not only that, they also have new leaves coming out already. This has been a process that has taken 1 month from when I first put these plants in propagation to potting them in pots now today. 1 month, around about that amount of time. So you really don't have to wait that long. And as I said, this did happen in different ratios. Some got a lot of long, beautiful roots, some got a medium amount, and some got hardly anything, and some got none. And some rotted out. So a little bit of the whole spectrum I have going on here, as well as the potted up plants from before. It's just amazing what you can do when you think that a plant might be a goner because of root rot. No! Stop! Stand back! Take action! And propagate your plants. So let me go in and give you a quick look at these plants in their new spots and feel the joy. So, I really hope you enjoyed seeing these plants close up. I am going to really enjoy watching them unfurl more new leaves and create a beautiful Monstera jungle behind me here, amongst all my other beautiful plants that I already have and all the plants that I will be acquiring, of course. So, thank you very much once again for watching Gardens and Crystals with me, Wesley Peterson. Please remember to like, subscribe and hit the bell so you know when my next video will be uploaded, and I will see you again very, very soon. Goodbye!